Hey guys, Ryan here. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little different than usual, and I'm going to be spectating a solos game, talking about it, and pretty much just giving my thoughts and everything I see going on. The first thing I noticed when watching this gameplay live is every single player I spectated but one played extremely scared. They played absolutely afraid of their opponents, and that's why they inevitably lost the game. If you are playing scared in Warzone, like you're seeing the person in the background do, then you are gonna have the advantage. I'm not saying play dumb, because there's a huge difference between playing confident and playing dumb and playing recklessly, and you have to learn that. But it's far worse to have your default way of playing default to playing scared. If you're afraid of combat, if you're afraid of engaging people, I don't know why you're really playing a game like Call of Duty. The whole point of a game like this is you can continuously get in combat. You need to be smart about the combat you get into, but it's not like a PUBG. It's not a game like that. Call of Duty is founded upon the idea that you're gonna get in a lot of gunfights, and that's why this game has a gulag. That's why it has multiple lives, why it even has a jailbreak and things like that, because this game is founded upon the idea that you're gonna have multiple lives. So stop playing so scared. And I want to show some examples with the background gameplay. So one thing we're going to see this person do is they're going to do something I hate, and that's using tacticals in the middle of a gunfight because they don't trust their movement, they don't trust their ability to win gunfights, they don't play like they're the better player. Watch. They're going to shoot this person, they're going to have him weak, and what is their first instinct? To throw a grenade. The only reason he's alive is because he got lucky that he didn't face a better player. This guy clearly did not trust in his gun skill, he did not trust in his ability to win the gunfight, or else his first instinct would have been to throw a grenade. If you get first shots on someone, you do not want to create an opportunity for them to make space. You want to keep the pressure up. He put shots down, took no shots in return, and he threw a grenade. And you're thinking, well, how does that make space? Because if that guy decided to go up the ladder, what would he have done? He couldn't have got there in time, the grenade wouldn't have gone off in time, that would have gave him space to plate, to get high ground, and have the actual advantage in the gunfight. On the second thing, if that guy would have actually pushed while he was throwing the grenade, that's an opportunity and space for him to die because he's going to be in the grenade throwing animation, and he actually just got lucky that the guy he faced made the wrong decision. And this is something a lot of people don't realize. It may not seem like a big deal to you, but giving space in a gunfight, whether you do it by throwing a grenade, whether you do it by just being hesitant to push or not pre-aiming properly, giving that space, giving that window of opportunity for you to die or them to play and get an advantage on you, you have to eliminate that. And right here, someone hit the mine that he threw at the bottom of the stairs. He can hear him, he's looking for him, but it's kind of obvious that he's going to be above him and probably on the roof. That's why he's looting, or I hope that's what he thought, because when I'm hearing the footsteps, that's what it sounds like to me. But he's playing this and trying to fight it while the guy has a height advantage and he's trying to fight from a height disadvantage. Why would you do that? Start thinking in terms of how high ground is usually better than being on low ground. Start thinking about how you can equal that out, and the best way to do it is by thinking horizontally. Yes, if he has the advantage in the building you're in, vertically, you might want to reposition into a building that can compete with that height and you can actually get an angle on them, but do so with a horizontal rotation. A lot of people try and fight this vertically, not horizontally, and I hope you understand what I mean by this. Instead of fighting this by trying to kill him by going up the only two ladders that are the only way up and are easy ways to die, just find a new building, get a new angle, and win the gunfight that way. Now, that doesn't mean you can't win the fight vertically. If there's multiple stairs, if you have an opportunity, if you know you can get up, well, that's one thing. But in this situation, he's going to spend so much time fighting this guy, and he's going to get the kill the second he goes to another building. If he would have just done this from the beginning, he would have got the kill way easier, he would have got the kill way earlier, he would have been wasting so much time fighting this one guy, and he would have been able to actually spend so much more time rotating in a better position, getting a UAV, getting his loadout guns. I don't know, he could have done so many things, but what did he do? He just wasted 20-30 seconds firing grenades, shooting random things up, and not really doing anything. And the second he rotates horizontally instead of trying to fight it vertically, he's gonna get the kill. And is that a coincidence? No, this is something I use in my own gameplay a ton. It's a huge skill I'd heavily recommend for people. And the funny part to me is we're going to see him get a kill using this exact thing I'm talking about. He's going to be up on this building. He's going to start looting. He's going to get this loot. Someone's going to start stomping up the stairs below him. This guy knows he's up top. He can hear him, whatever. They both know they're there. And what is the guy below going to do? He's just going to push the stairs and walk straight into him. And I'm like, why are you trying to fight a fight that you have a disadvantage in? If you have the disadvantage vertically because they have the height advantage, why are you continuously trying to put yourself at that vertical disadvantage? Stop doing that, please, please, please. We're going to see the same thing happen here. We're going to see it happen later in the game. I see it happen all the time, and it's just a little pet peeve of mine that I wish people would understand. So after that little rant, I actually have another one cooked up that I can't wait to say because, guys, can you please stop using vehicles? Right now, in the background, this guy is going to be driving a car and he's going to get absolutely melted by this RPK. And it's not that you can't use vehicles, but if you aren't using a helicopter, if you aren't using an armored vehicle, you're a sitting duck. You're telling people exactly where you are. And I'm not even kidding. This guy, he's gonna kill this guy out of this car, and look how he dies. When he gets in the car, that's how he dies, guys. I'm not even kidding. He gets in, guy's gonna start shooting him, and he dies. Why? Because he told people exactly where he was at by getting in that car. When you are in there, it's like a reverse UAV. You're telling people, hey guys, I'm right here and I'm in something that doesn't even have that much protection, because they can see what car you're in. When I see an armored car, of course it's a little different. But when I see a car like that, I'm thinking to myself, that's a free kill. With the headshot multiplier, with how fast the time to kill is, it's just a free kill waiting to happen. And that's something I really, really wouldn't recommend people to do. But in a way, I'm kind of glad that guy died, because this guy was probably my favorite person to spectate, even though they really don't do much. But they're not scared. This person is moving with purpose. I'm not really sure what their purpose is. They don't really seem to have that good of an intent, but they're moving with intent. They're not just doing pointless things. They're not looting pointless things. They seem to actually embrace the mindset of less looting, more shooting, and they don't move scared. Just look at the way they've moved compared to almost all of the other players we're going to watch and have watched. This guy's not scared. He's not just sitting there hiding in corners, crouching all the time, playing super whatever. He's playing confident, but he's going to end up dying because in my eyes, he's not playing smart. I don't really know what his overall game plan was. I don't really think he had one. I think he's somebody who kind of just runs in and sees things and reacts. He's not a very proactive player. And this is something a lot of people need to work on. It's good to be reactive as a player, but most people need to really focus on being more proactive as a player. And this is something that's really tough because a lot of people struggle with this. This requires a lot of foresight. This requires you to think of things before they even happen. This requires you to predict things. And that's not easy when you're trying to focus on hitting your shots, on plating, on your teammates talking to you, on whatever's going on. And that's why it's so much easier to be reactive. And that's the issue with this guy. He doesn't seem to be a player who's, as I said before, playing with the plan. I don't know what he's doing. Is he trying to get money? Is he trying to buy a UAV? I think he wants to get kills, but he's not in an area that would have a lot of people. There's not a lot of buildings here to loot. There's not a contract. There's not a stronghold. He's running away from the black site, which is weird to me because that's guaranteed conflict, and that's why I think he's not a very proactive player. I don't think he's thinking ahead very much, and that's why he's going to die, but I like watching him because he's not scared. He's not waiting for things to happen in front of him and just sitting there in some corner, and he's actually covering ground. He's stopped waiting, and he started rotating, except he just doesn't really know how to rotate and all of that. But overall, as I said, I like this guy's gameplay. But this is why you really kind of have to know what you're looking for in a game, because I don't think this guy's playing for the win. If he was, I think he'd be playing a lot more cautious. He'd be really focused on getting to buildings. I think he wants kills, as I said before. I think that's his end goal, but he's not going about it in the best way, and you have to really think about that for yourself. If you want wins, well, are you going about it in a good way? Are you playing with that purpose of getting wins? Are you focused on getting recons and getting a lot of money and playing safe and avoiding conflicts you really don't need? If you're playing for high kills, are you landing in hot drop areas? Are you trying to get UAVs up? Are you trying to do strongholds and black sites and things like that? Do you even know where a lot of people land in general if you want to get a lot of kills? And it's not that you have to have all of those answers. It's just that those are the things you need to work on while you're playing, and you need to have that in mind, and you need to have that intent. And the thing is he's going to die here to someone who I think really encapsulates the solo experience of Warzone 2 and almost everything that I think is wrong with this game. Because I do love this game, but there's a couple things wrong with it. And as I said, this really kind of sums it up for me. He's going to die to some dude just sitting on this building sniping. And I'm not even kidding, he literally sits up here for like 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. He like doesn't move. He gets in this car, he goes and checks the loot because there's a whole bunch of bodies over there. Then he just sits up here and sits up here and sits up here with the sniper, and he sits up there, and it is ridiculous. I sped this footage up a ridiculous amount, so what you're seeing is actually taking place over the course of, as I said, 4 to 5 minutes, and it's going to take place in like a minute or something here. And this guy just would not move. I'm going to actually literally come in from a jailbreak, die to him again because I want to keep spectating him. And him sitting up here is going to literally cost him because he's going to get caught on the edge of the circle. And I really can't stress this enough, guys. If you want wins, if you want kills, stop waiting and start rotating. Oh, also talk about the vertical thing. Some dude in the background just walked up the stairs knowing there's a sniper up here, and he died. I mean, he walked up the ladder. And what did he do? He died because he tried to fight a vertical battle with the disadvantage, and I just can't fathom why anyone would do that. But this guy's going to die because instead of rotating early, even though he knows he's at the edge, even though he knows he's in a position this circle couldn't possibly end, he's just going to sit up here and sit up there, and he's going to die because of it. If you guys want wins, if you want kills, stop waiting whatever you're doing. Find the kills. Find the places that's going to put you in a good spot to win. Rotate early. Don't rotate late. Don't rotate when everyone else is rotating. When the circle is closing in, and if you're at the edge of the circle, that means there's a wall of damage behind you. That means there's a wall of damage of people in front of you. And why are you putting yourself in between that? And then what does this guy do? He gets in a vehicle. He sits at the edge of the circle. He tells everyone on this area and in this area exactly where he's at, as he's sitting at the edge of a circle, as I keep pointing out and keep saying. Sorry about that. And what's he gonna do? He's gonna die, guys. I promise. If he would have rotated earlier from that power position he had, if he would have ditched the vehicle, he probably would have still been alive. If he would have actually just made this rotation on foot, he's probably still alive. But he drove a car here. He's gonna start firing a sniper. Everyone in the immediate area knows he's here. In fact, he's going to get this self-revive off and die anyways because there's actually another person who killed the person who killed him because he drew that much attention. And all in all, for me, it just goes back to, guys, move with intent, rotate early, play smart, actually have a plan to what you're doing, and ask yourself, should I just randomly park a car by this building and just sit here? No, it's attracting a ton of attention to you. You aren't in good cover. You aren't even that close to the circle, and he would have been in a good spot to win the game anyways. And right here, guys, this is the example of someone playing scared. So is the example of that last guy. You know why I had to speed up that footage? Because he's so scared that he has to sit on one building with the sniper all game. And I don't mean to insult anyone who plays like that. I really don't want this to come out. I think I'm coming off a little harsh. I think that's just more the coach in me coming out. But I really just want to highlight that. Stop playing scared, guys. Good players, they don't play scared. They don't play like the players you're seeing in the background. And if you want to be a good player, which I assume you do if you're watching this video and if you're watching my channel, then embody being a good player. Don't play scared, guys. I'm going to wrap this video up because unfortunately it just ends with this guy dying to the circle, and then the game's over by the time I can spectate anyone else, so there's nothing to really comment on. Shout out to the person who suggested I do this type of video, and I just want to say thank you for watching this video, guys. It's been Ryan. I hope you have a good day. Peace.